All right, folks, welcome to episode 16 of the Division Z podcast. My name is Jason.
And I am kcosmic.
Today we are joined by a very special guest today. Introduce yourself, JR Rizzo.
Hi, I guess I don't really have anything prepped.
A perfect way
Kind
to
of caught
start
me
off.
off guard there, so
A perfect way to start off.
Special guest JR Rizzo today. Today, one of the main topics that we like to talk about are the pros and cons of Black Ops 4 Zombies, arguably the most controversial of the Zombies experiences.
Mhm.
But first of all, how's everyone's day going?
Pretty good. Yeah, I am doing pretty good. How about you, Rizzo? How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good as well.
Also, for those of you who are watching on Twitch right now, and also YouTube, because this will be a video later.
Oh yeah,
as
you
see-
have to link me to that later so I can tweet it out or something.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we'll play it.
I think I gave you the Twitch link, but I'm not entirely sure.
Oh no, I got the Twitch. I just need the YouTube later.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, if you guys noticed, we got Cosmic's face cam
We
now.
got the face cams all set up.
He's alive. Yeah, we got Hunter Gage in the chat. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great day. All right, so I think without further ado, let's just kick things off. The perk system.
Okay.
Black Ops 4 Zombies perk system. What do we think?
I mean, Rizzo, let's
No.
just no. I mean, go more into that. What do you think the problem is with the perk system?
I guess before getting into what I didn't like, I'll talk about what I think they did right with the perk
Okay.
system.
All right.
I think getting rid of solo quick revive and just giving you revives off the bat, great idea. That
Mhm.
frees up a perk slot. Getting rid of Jug is the right idea, but just giving the player more health is not what you should do. Because a lot of people would say, Jug and Double Tap were crutch perks. Double Tap I kind of get, but Jug, no. I think they're misunderstanding progression for crutch. Like the way zombies worked is you have to start out weak and vulnerable so that you can build to becoming stronger later. You get stronger along with the zombies. But when you start with 200 health and you don't have to work towards anything, there doesn't feel like there's no real escalation
Yeah.
of power in the game.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And especially when you start with a special weapon that can insta-kill on all rounds,
That's true.
there is no flow to the game whatsoever.
That's true. The specialist weapons are a little broken. But yeah, I totally agree with the yeah, of course you're supposed to start weak for zombies,
Mhm.
but I think the perks that they gave in substitution for Juggernog are actually pretty decent. I mean, Dying Wish I think is a great concept for a perk.
Mhm.
Victorious Tortoise is also one of my personal favorite perks. And then Stone Cold, I mean, I'm not really a huge fan of Stone Cold because I don't really like to camp a whole lot. But, I could see what they were trying to go for Stone Cold Stronghold.
I mean,
But, yeah.
my personal thing is, right, I think a lot of the perk system down on paper is really good, right? And I think one of the really big benefits is they can add in perks to the game easier. Because I think one of the main complaints about Black Ops 3 was only getting Widow's Wine, right? We want more perks, right? And I think the majority of people want more perks, right? Maybe some didn't for some reason. But I think the way they did it this time around, it made it easier for them to add them in. Like, instead of adding them into separate maps. I just think...
See, I didn't even think of that. That's actually a really good point.
Yeah, that is a great
I
idea.
think
Yeah, that's a good
maybe
point.
initially...
Could have easily added them into the Wonder Fizz and be a 3 since it was on.
That's like...
Oh, but then you have the problem of Shadows because that doesn't have a Wonder Fizz.
Yeah, and Zetsuba. Zetsuba doesn't have one, does it?
Yeah, that's
Oh, it doesn't, right?
No, a lot of maps don't have it. But I think...
Oh my god, imagine if they had done
Yeah.
that, you would have to get a perk bottle from the plants just to try the new perk on
yeah.
Zetsubo.
Dude,
That
that
would-
would suck
yeah.
so much.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that.
I think as well with the perk system, is it's been made because they want to give us more perks, but for instance, how they're always gonna have a perkaholic in the game, right? Because it's a really good cash grab, right?
Yeah.
I think it makes more sense for them to get rid of perks so that they can add in, like, a perkaholic. Obviously, you only get in Black Ops 4. I think it's like you get 5 initial perks, right?
Yeah.
Because I think we can all agree, even if it would be really cool to have all the perks, right? I think it would look stupid.
For Black Ops 4?
I mean, just in general.
It already looks stupid. The HUD in Black Ops 4 is terrible.
I mean,
yeah, right.
Also, before we move on too far, I want to go back to what you said about Dying Wish. I could not disagree more. That perk should not be in the game at all.
I mean, all right. The thing is with Dying Wish is like, at least it gives you a chance to try to escape, and then if you mess up, then you're dead. But the modifier is what makes it a little OP. Where
I don't even have to use modifiers. See, I think the way it's broken is because it's alongside the special weapon system, which gives you armor, so you don't have to worry about that one hit point down. Because if you use your special weapon properly, you'll still have 2 more hits before that armor is taken out while you're in Dying Wish. And you have access to all your weapons, homunculus, monkey bombs.
Yeah.
If they had to have it in, which they shouldn't, it's stupid, it needs to go away. I think the way to do it would be to, because you know how the description says go into a berserker rage for 8 seconds where your melee is increased?
Yeah.
Give the player only a combat knife during that time. They can't use the special weapons. They can't do anything else.
Yeah, I think I'd be okay with that.
It would kind of be like...
And I don't know, maybe to make it even more unforgiving, automatically destroy the player's shield or something.
Ooh.
I think
like it has to have a lot. Yes, a lot of negatives need to come with something that absurd.
I can understand that.
I think I completely get your point, right? And I think I don't want to move in the problems yet with the perk system because I feel like there's probably a bit more positive we can go over, right? Like, actually, is there?
Like,
anyone have any more positives about it?
Here's the thing. I personally have a positive. Before I go on to the positive, let me read a couple chat messages real quick. Foxy Soul says, definitely one of the good things I say about Black Ops 4 has done something Black Ops 3 should have done, which was get a carpenter repairs your shield.
Oh, God, yes.
That's really handy.
That's a fantastic feature. By the way, welcome to the stream, Foxy Soul and Fazzy. But I think the modifier system is a really interesting thing. I think it's a really interesting system to implement for perks. I think it could be better in the way of adding some of the older perks for... I think Juggernog on a modifier would be like a variant of Dying Wish.
Yeah.
And I've said that before, where, you'll have Juggernog, base Juggernog, and then the modifier for Juggernog is maybe like a slightly toned down Dying Wish where, you're not invulnerable for like 9 seconds, but you're invulnerable for like 4 seconds or something. Double taps modifier would be Bandolier or like something like that.
Like if they were to add them in the game,
Yeah, I think there's a lot of potential.
Be all right.
I think there's a lot of potential for the create a class system, the modifiers, to come back to Cold War and do something similar to that if they want to incorporate the old and the new. But personally, I think a lot of the modifiers in Black Ops 4 are pretty good, like Winter's Wail, Zomshell, Stamina, those perks. They got really good modifiers.
Winter's Wail is so broken.
Winter's Wail is broken.
It's fun, though.
It is absurd.
I mean, it's pretty good still,
I'm trying to think of another positive, right? I think my main positive, and I see them why they did this, was adding in perks. It's simple and clean. They don't need to do a whole thing with the Wonder Fizz. You can just choose it from your loadout, right? Like, I think that's the one major positive I can see from it, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of something else. Maybe it's better for new players because they don't have to like recognize like 50 perk locations. Maybe that's something.
Yep.
But like, I think
I see that.
But them saying that, they're constantly trying to cater to new players, right? With that, and that's not really a positive for like I think people like us. I really don't think like how we kind of learn the map and that, right? And eventually we'll figure out where most things are, right?
Yeah.
I think having the perks and the map to 4, I really don't want to go in the negative, but I have to because there's nothing else I can think of, right? they wanted to add more customization, but in a way they added in less. Because at least before you had an option between like, let's say the Rising Drac, right? How many perks can you have on that map? You can have in total like
I guess you could have all of them if you wanted to.
If you want a perkaholic, right? Yeah.
Unquenchable on the house.
Yeah, right. But I think the problem with BO4 is once you check your perks, you pick your perks, and you go in, you're stuck with them. Unless you use that randomizer one, right? But that's not really reliable.
Oh, yeah.
That's not really... I know Wonder Fizz isn't really reliable, but once you have that perk, it's like... It's... I guess what I'm just trying to say is it's good on paper, everything in the system. It's just in-game, I don't like it. I think it removes personality away from the perks because they all have that wonderful Wonder Fizz, which is really annoying after the 5th time of taking a drink. Over again. Like, I think it's really annoying. I miss... It's something small, right? Like, like hearing the Juggernaut song, right? It's something really small, like, with all the perks, right? But...
Yeah.
It just adds more personality and it feels more integrated into the game, while these other perk machines, the new ones, just feel like empty shells.
Totally.
Well, you know why that is, right?
I mean,
the new perk system was developed with Chaos in mind first, because Aether didn't start production until after Chaos had.
I mean, we can see that from, like, blood.
Leak screenshots.
Oh, yeah. I remember that as well.
Don't worry. It's okay if I talk about leak stuff. I don't care if Activision yells at me. Whatever.
I don't know.
Because I think in very, very early alpha builds of Blood, you can even see that like Jug was still in the game.
You can find that on YouTube.
Revive, Electric Cherry, and the perk names were still like Odin, Ra, Zeus, and all that.
Mm.
And of course, internally, Voyage of Despair is referred to as Zod, which stands for Zombie on Disc, which means that it was always going to be an on-disc map.
Yeah.
And Aether came afterwards, which is why like the elixirs feel so weird in Aether. The perk system doesn't feel naturally integrated.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain that after the insane backlash to Rev and some of the story stuff in Chronicles, they were like, oh shit, we got to do something.
We have a backup plan. I think, talking about Chaos, because I didn't think about that, how do we think the system works in Chaos, since they kind of built it in mind? I think it's like a night and day difference. Like, even if it's the same system, right? I feel like in Chaos, it just feels like... It feels so much integrated. More. It fits a lot more.
Right. Yeah. And I think, definitely all the statues, like, I think personally all the statues look really cool. Like, the perk bottles are cool too, but I would love to have like a little Winter's Whale statue like on my shelf or something, just like for a little memorabilia.
Yeah.
But definitely it feels more natural with the Chaos storyline. And that the brew machine and the soda machine, those look a little weird. They look a little bit weird.
They just look like a B-Tech, like they just don't have personality. That's my major thing with like the actual perk designs and things like that. I think the perk system, at the end of the day, it was definitely, I could see what they're going for, right? It makes a lot of sense in some places, but them actually integrating it into the game, it ruins the balancing because you have Jug at the start. I think them changing the health from 3 to 4 was probably a big mistake, even though it needed to happen, right? The game was designed like with I think the 150 health, and was it 150 originally? Yeah, 150.
Yeah, it was 150 originally. I mean, they kind of had to. They did. They had so much backlash of not only was the health too low for a lot of people, but the reason why people are saying the health was too low was because hellhounds were on crack, and the tigers would insta down you, and especially on a map like 9, you get sprinters on like round 2 on 9, as well, and it's like
I think that leads into a bigger problem with modern day Treyarch. I don't think they understand the balance of zombies at all.
No.
I don't. Out of the 3 studios that have currently done zombies, I think Treyarch understands the core of it the least. which is weird because they created the fucking thing.
Yeah.
It's really it's very interesting because every game, to me at least, feels completely different than the last.
Which
Because
can be seen as a good thing.
yeah, it could definitely be seen as a good thing, but it's, kind of piggybacking on the, if Treyarch doesn't like quite understand the whole zombies formula that much, then every game they try something to shake up that formula to try to strike gold. And I think personally, they struck gold the most with Black Ops 3. With the map layouts of Black Ops 3 and a lot of the weaponry in Black Ops 3 and how that kind of is together, because I think Black Ops 3 is the best zombies experience, hands down.
I think
overall,
I'd say for a general package, yeah, because Chronicles exists. If Chronicles did not exist, it would be a lot lower on my totem pole. Because the zombie swiping speed in Black Ops 3 is absurd.
That I'll give you. The
amount of times they can hit you and how quickly. Black Ops 4 toned that down, which was a very good thing. If you took the swiping speeds of 4 and everything else of 3, you'd have near perfect zombie AI.
Mm-hmm. But the thing that ruins the sort of the swiping for the Black Ops 4 zombies is the way the zombies move.
Yeah.
In Black Ops 4, that's what totally ruins it.
How do you mean the way they move?
Because the way they move is predictable. Like they get you in such a way. Like juking is way harder. Not way harder. I'll take that back. But it is more difficult than in previous games because they're just going to predict the path that you're going on instead of
they run into you rather than in the older games. You could kind of there's a flow with it. You can control the way they were coming, right? And maybe that was too easy, right? Maybe they had maybe they should have increased the sort of not making the zombies really stupid, right? I completely get that idea, but when they just run into you, you're left with no choice other than using your specialist weapons or taking your shield out or even dying wish. I think going back to the perk system, I wanted to say, I think the 150 health, right? I think it made a lot more sense when you had your weapon and the perks they had in play, because I think you go down a lot faster with the 150 health, right? And maybe you can't react as fast as you would with 200 health with your specialist weapon. Because obviously, if you're about to go down, you just pull out your hammer, pull out your katana, whatever. You're fine. You're not gonna go down because you're pretty much invincible for however long you have that, right? I think with the 150, I think it makes the game. Obviously, it's a one-hit difference, right? So it's definitely harder because you're losing a good chunk of your health. So I think Black Ops 4 with 150 health is 100% the more balanced option when it comes down to it. Even though it was stupid, because dogs would insta-down you, right, on blood, or the tigers could just kill you. They could just give you a little slap in the face and you go down, right? I think. Oh my
god, tigers are an entirely different story. The way that they're programmed, how they can jump, but then they can strafe to the side in the air to walk onto you.
So much.
That is terrible. Whoever designed that should have a big old craggled witch's fingers shaking at them no.
No.
But I think could you see my point here, both of you? Do you think that I kind of have a point with the 150 health? It's a lot more balanced than the 200 because the game's really easy when you have 200, but when you have 150, it's it kind of makes up for it.
Yeah, kind of piggybacking that. I noticed a couple times when you look on zombie records, I noticed that for certain leaderboards for no power or no perks, the hardcore leaderboards are more populated than some of the normal ones. Maybe that's because players think the 4-hit thing is way too easy, so they want more of a challenge. So they think that going on to hardcore, that's more of what they want to experience.
Yeah.
Just something that I noticed. Let me read the chat really quickly. We got a few messages. So we got Katowski YT. I've said this since launch, but the way the health should have worked is that you start with 150, and every time your specialist level increases, you gain 50 HP, totaling 250 eventually. Interesting.
That's a way. To be honest, I would
That's
have
pretty.
thought.
What do we think about that?
I would have thought the way to do it would be once you got all your perks, you'd get your extra bit of health, like speed cola. Obviously, they added it after because people are like, we don't have speed cola.
Oh yeah,
Right?
that's actually really good, by the way. Like getting speed as
Yeah.
a modifier when you have all the perks. That is like
That
I
was
see what
good.
Trey was I'm trying to might be going back to the perk system a little bit, but I think that's something a good idea Treyarch had was replacing very popular perks that always took up a perk slot every game
Yeah.
with in-game mechanics. I think
Yeah.
that's a good idea on paper, but in practice, like sitting at the Pack-a-Punch for 5 times longer than
Oh
normal
my
isn't
God.
fun.
Don't
That's
even.
ridiculous.
Giving 200 health by default and armor through the special weapon system, it just makes it too easy. But at the same time, also broken because the zombie AI and respawns are absurd and stupid.
Oh yes.
Black
Dude.
Ops 4 Zombies is a masterclass in bad game design.
Yeah.
The way
Without
they
a doubt,
spawn ahead of you is
It is
ridiculous.
the worst designed zombies mode, even more so than Exo Zombies, I'd argue.
I can
Wow.
get that. To be honest, I can get that from what people are expecting as well. Like, I think since they Treyarch has a really good, or they did have a really good track record, right? Like for the
I
most
don't know,
part.
about half their games were good.
Well, okay, let's go with it. World
Black
at
Ops
War.
1 and 3 are good.
Okay.
I don't even count World at War anymore.
Come on.
It's the first one.
Yeah, and it's a pretty nostalgic game. The campaign's pretty good.
Yeah, it's nostalgic, but
Zombies really messy, but you can't blame them because it was the first game.
yeah, exactly. That's why I
Yeah.
don't count World at War. 'Cause
Okay.
it was the first
and-
one. You got to
yeah.
give them the mulligan.
Okay.
So,
And the
but
fact
Black
that you
Ops-
got the other maps on remastered versions
Yeah,
through like
exactly.
Black Ops 1 and Black Ops
There's
3.
no reason to play World at War anymore. We have customs on BO3 and BO1.
Poor World at War. Poor World at War, just sitting in its grave.
It deserves it, honestly. Like, if you try and play World at War Zombies is such a miserable fucking experience. It's unreal.
You know, like, I'm pretty sure
Try
the
to go
only
on
person.
Zombies and they'll like pull you back in because they didn't code it properly.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, you can literally fix that with like 2 lines of code, apparently.
I'm pretty sure like the only person who still plays World at War Zombies seriously is
Crazy
Krups.
Rabbit. Oh, no, I thought you were going to say Crazy Rabbit. I see him stream it all the time.
Oh, well, because Krups still, of course he got around 10,000.
Oh,
on
yeah, what am I
Numa.
thinking? Yeah, of course.
But he still does like speed runs,
Hmm.
round speed runs and things like that, high rounds, whatnot. I'm pretty sure he's like one of the only like serious people that like still play World at War, like almost religious. You know what I'm saying?
Good for him, man. I didn't know there was anyone still playing it, really.
Yeah, he broke the highest round ever achieved in Zombies like a month or so ago already.
Yeah, we made an episode about it.
10,751.
Because it's just so crazy.
Whatever makes you happy, man. Whatever you like to play.
Mm.
Even though it's not for me, more power to you. I know people
Exactly.
give me shit for liking World War II all the time, but whatever. Who gives a fuck? Play what you want to play.
Yeah, exactly. But going to I know we're talking about.
Thank you for the
BO4.
follow, Seth B. Welcome to the channel.
I know we're talking about BO4, and we'll get back to it like really soon. You're saying that half their games are good, so Black Ops 1, you like Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 3,
Absolutely.
right?
Yep. Well, zombies wise,
Yeah.
I think the only
Absolutely.
thing that saves BO3 from being an unredeemable pile of shit is the zombies. Multiplayer is terrible. Free run is a
Yeah.
waste of resources, and the campaign has some really cool and ambitious ideas, but it was so poorly executed that it's
I agree.
kind of unfathomable.
Train go boom.
Trey,
I mean, it was originally supposed to be an open world campaign, but
Yeah.
they had to scrap it. So
Right.
Wasn't Black Ops 4 supposed to be that as well? I'm pretty sure it was.
something like that.
I heard
Yeah,
it was like a co-op.
if you believe Mark Lamia, Black Ops 4 was never made with a campaign in mind. Lie to me more.
Also, Black Ops 4 releases
campaign
campaign missions. Campaign
Yeah,
screenshots,
the
campaign
campaign-
gameplay on Sun.
The thing is,
was it?
I didn't expect them to actually say anything about the campaign when I went to the community reveal,
Mhm.
because I had already known from my own sources I was able to confirm that there was no campaign in 4.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, okay, they're just not going to mention it till later. And then they got up on stage and had the audacity to say, we never planned one from day one. I'm like, Are you fucking kidding me?
Come on.
I mean,
They
to be
just
fair,
want to
though, like,
make sure it's all according to plan.
Yeah.
Like they want to
Yeah,
make
like-
they want to make everybody say this is all according to plan. They don't want to release that.
Yeah.
and you have to kind of give them a little bit of a pass on that one, because that was probably Activision telling them what to do. Because
I agree.
let's imagine you're an investor, okay,
Hmm.
and you invest all this money into Activision Treyarch to make a new Call of Duty game, and then half that money, because campaigns are very expensive, a ton of that money you invested, they come back and say, we're not even going to use that because we couldn't finish it in time. Can you imagine how pissed off investors would be?
Absolutely.
True.
They had to say that they didn't plan one
it.
from day one. Otherwise, they would be in a shitload of trouble.
Yeah, I think
Absolutely.
Obviously, the better thing to do is, I don't know, manage your fucking time properly.
Yeah.
But because god, that's another problem with 4 is they overpromised with the game, like factions, contracts. It's becoming too big for its own good. It needs to go back to like
a bit more
simple,
Yeah.
like Black Ops 1, World War 2. It needs to be simple and small scale again.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, they could totally continue a contract system, but put it on day one.
Oh, please.
Not
Contracts are great in every game they've been in.
Yeah, I mean, and then factions. That was the one thing I was really looking forward to, and well, because
I didn't even know what it was, honestly.
I mean, the way that I imagined it working in my head, and this is probably just because maybe I was excited for it because I thought of a system in my head for it, but the way I thought it would work was like a Destiny thing where you join a guild in Destiny, and you like do contracts for that, and you get certain items or like certain
that would be really cool,
weapons, things like that. That's I guess the potential for factions is what got me really excited for it, and like the ideas that I had swirling in my head. Even though nobody knows nothing about what it actually was going to be. But yeah, it's Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 is the game that could have been.
Absolutely.
Could have been way more than what we have, and it's pretty unfortunate, honestly. But one of the other things about Black Ops 4 that I think was really weird too was how they just released Dead of the Night randomly.
Yeah.
That was odd. I didn't get that.
Yeah. I mean,
I really would have figured they would have given it more marketing. Especially since they probably spent so much money on new assets and a celebrity cast.
Yeah, the celebrity cast.
You think they do a Shadows of Evil?
But that's what fucked them up in the first place.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't get the actors' schedules to cohere, which is why it didn't come out as a launched map.
True that.
True that.
Just the maps in general. Like, a lot of the maps are really good. Like, 9's good,
absolutely.
Classified's good. I really like Dead of the Night. I don't think Dead of the Night actually gets enough credit. Ancient Evil's pretty good. Alpha Omega's really bad. And Tagged or Toten is, my opinion, it's a pretty decent way to finish off stuff. I know people are like, didn't really like it. A lot of people didn't like it. I think.
Don't get me started on Tagged or Toten. I will be here simping it for like the next 5 hours.
Here's the thing. I think it does a lot right. And
yeah,
under
me
circumstances.
Too.
Yeah, I agree.
Thing is, it's a good Call of the Dead originally is a good map, right? And Tag fixes a lot of problems with it, right? I think Tagged or Toten is. I think Classified's a pretty good example of how you remaster a map. I think Tagged or Toten is, as far as a remaster goes.
It's how you reimagine.
Reimagine, that's it. Yeah, reimagine, right? I think they did a really, really good job with it. I think the map had I mean, the development team already had a lot of like shit from the community, right? And I'm sure they weren't exactly like in the highest spirits. But with what they
if you go back to, I think, Reed's video about Ancient Evil when they were flown out, I think he even said that like the spirits around the office were pretty low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it sucks to hear because as an artist, you never want to make something, put heart and soul into it, and then everybody shits on it for reasons that were outside of your control. Like we didn't have enough money or time ran out. That must suck as an artist. I can't even fathom how much that would hurt.
Absolutely.
Listen, Black Ops 4 is broken to its core, right? The core of it's broken. But the maps and a lot of the ideas they had were really, really well designed. And to be honest, I'd argue that Black Ops 4 had as far as the good maps go, were a lot better than Black Ops 3. Because to be honest, I know that's a bit controversial, right? I don't like I don't like I think Black Ops 3 is a better game because the engine, like, obviously, Rizzo, you don't really like the BO3 engine, right? I think the BO3 engine, it's all right. It's definitely better than BO4's. And I think if I went down to it, right, the two...
I don't like the BO3 engine because of how unoptimized it is.
Yeah.
Like, if you tried playing half the BO3 maps on console, it runs like shit.
Yeah, no, it is really...
Like, trying to play Gorod Kirby on PS4, it is completely unacceptable that they shipped it in that state.
The garage
I can't believe it
was broken for a while too. Like you couldn't even do the.
That was like a year.
That
was like 2 years.
About the frame rate.
Yeah, no, when you load
in. Like they broke it somehow,
Mm.
but only on like Xbox or something.
Yeah, was it?
No, I had the problem too. I remember I beat the Garage Krovi Easter egg for the first time, right? And it was when Garage Krovi was broken.
Ooh,
and so I was like, yeah, I did it. I'm gonna get the gate worm and I'm gonna make progress. I see the blue screen and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So I'm like, all right, let me try again. So I did it a second time and then it happened again. I'm like, okay, this is not just me. I gotta see if anyone else is having problems. And,
I have a sad story about Gorod. We were doing, me and my friends at the time, right?
Played it? Gorod bad. No, Gorod's fine.
It's
all right.
It's me and my friends were playing Gorod, right? We were doing the Easter egg because I think I was on Xbox at the time, right? And Revelations might have been out. And we are like, okay, we should probably get this Easter egg done so we get the gateworm thingy, right? Because by that time we didn't know what they would do, right? Because the Easter egg hadn't been solved. So we did it. My friend disconnected straight after the boss fight, right? We were still all in the game. We spawn into the map. You know how normally you get the little achievement, be like, I can't remember what the achievement was called, but you get the little achievement, right?
Yeah.
It didn't pop up. Right? Like, oh, okay. It probably just happened and it didn't pop up. So we're like, okay, we'll just we'll finish this round and then we'll die off naturally just to make sure that there's no problems with it. So we back out and all that, right? Guess what happens?
What?
No gateworm. All 3 hours work because we're really bad at the game, right? 3 hours of hard, dedicated work doing Easter egg set. That stupid bomb set that kills you because someone doesn't do it right, right? All that hard work for nothing. Sure, we had a few laughs on the way. Right? And the boss fight is good. I like killing the dragon and Nikolai getting all big mad, right?
Yeah, that's a fun boss fight.
Yeah, but imagine coming
and
out
the soundtrack they have. Same time.
Oh, that was so good. it fit the map so well. But
it's no keeper fight though. Like from a design perspective, it's better than the keeper fight. But the keeper is just so much cooler.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think the keeper fight is for really the first boss fight, like traditional boss fight.
Oz in Descent.
Yeah, what about Oz?
You totally forgot about that, didn't you? Don't worry, everyone else did.
Did I forget? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oz.
Oz in Descent, remember?
Exozombies.
It's okay, nobody does.
Oh, that's right. You know what?
Yeah.
That one.
Oh my god. Well, no, I was gonna say Treyarch, but that's true. The first
you didn't clarify.
Yeah, you have to say Treyarch around me, or I'm just gonna use that as an opportunity to go. Hey,
you know what? That's all good. It's all good.
I mean, Oz. I think the Rising Draka, the Keeper boss fight, was the first real boss fight.
Yeah.
Like, actually,
Oz was a chump.
Yeah, and you got him no matter what. So it wasn't so much a boss fight. It was just something that would take up 5 minutes of your time when you actually play the game. So,
but to be fair, that was really good for casual players that don't do the Easter eggs, because there are a lot of people who don't.
Yeah,
they don't have to go on YouTube to look up the ending. They can just play the map and still get the general gist of the story.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Which I kind of wish they would do more of, but I think Treyarch is way too linked to the community for their own good, because you can't do any Easter eggs in mutations. Like you have to play on normal.
Yeah.
And the thing is, some people just aren't good enough to play on normal. Not, talking down to anyone. It's just some people have
Yeah.
trouble with it. And, because they can't play on normal, you don't get to experience the story, fuckhead.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I think definitely they should have maybe at least the first time you beat the Easter egg, right? Then you can do it in custom mutation. At like the very least. But, still people just don't want to do Easter eggs. I mean, I was definitely that way for a while. I'm still not a huge Easter egg guy just because I like high rounding a little more. But, yeah, they should have had some sort of system for players to do it in custom mutation.
I mean, that would have been cool. It would have made. Oh, God.
I was gonna say because I'm getting chat messages. I see you guys messages in the chat. Don't worry. I'm not ignoring you guys. We got Rayju's aimbot's like, holy shit, that's Cosmic's face.
Yes, it is. It is. You're welcome.
Like.
Witness
Any
it.
truers in the chat? Yeah, true. Black Ops 4 ridiculously rich with squash potential because of core gameplay flaws. Not wrong. Garad had a fucked up frame rate on Xbox One X. That says a lot.
I think with that though, the Xbox. I mean, Black Ops 3 wasn't really optimized for like Xbox One X. I think Infinite Warfare was the first game to take advantage of it. So I don't.
No. I think what he's saying is that even with the more powerful hardware of the X, it still runs like shit. And that's because Treyarch doesn't know how to optimize their assets properly. Like, I don't know if you knew this, but every time you load into a zombies map, like every single cosmetic for the black market is loaded into memory. Because Treyarch doesn't know how to load their assets properly.
Every single thing. So, like, even a weapon that's not even on the map, like the mannequin arm that you get.
No, okay, not weapons, but like specialist cosmetics and stuff like that.
Really?
Even some campaign characters are loaded in for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
Tringle boot.
Have you noticed that a lot of people seem to on launch the game ran okay, but as the more and more black market stuff got added, the game started chugging. That's why. And why it takes so much longer to switch between modes nowadays.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think Black Ops 4 has a similar issue, but it's not as bad. BO4 is still an unoptimized mess compared to like World War II or IW, but it is admittedly better than 3. I don't know what they did though, because going into the files, pretty much everything's the same. They still don't pack their textures, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. A lot.
Brilliant.
Treyarch are good at a lot of things, but from the sounds of it as well, they have a lot of things that they need to improve on. So they can, get back up to what they're kind of renowned for before. Even before they had them problems then, I don't think people don't know about them. Like, this is the first time I heard of it, and I'm pretty dedicated to the games. So
yeah, I mean, I think a lot of this too is just a lot of knowledge that's it's not public knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're Treyarch, you probably don't want people knowing that. Theoretically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I do a lot of I do render stuff, and so you have to use the tools that people smarter than I have made to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And even basic stuff like Greyhound, you can see that they don't pack their textures. Like the way other games do it to conserve space and make it run better is they'll pack normal maps, gloss, and ambient occlusion into one texture to save resources, and then they just have the engine unpack those and apply them properly. Black Ops 4, those are all separate, or 3 and 4, those are all separate images.
Really?
Which is which causes some of that performance issue.
Yeah,
it's really kind of actually now thinking back to it about the Garad Kroby thing. Yeah, now that I kind of think back and remember, I do remember there were times Garad Kroby on my PlayStation, I'd load it into the map, and it's all just unrendered, and it's just it just looks all not done. Like it looks like a PS1 game.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it takes the game just a wee bit to get all in. I was saying before that I think a lot of the maps in Black Ops 4 are like better than Black Ops 3 maps, right? I would say the two maps that I would take away from Black Ops 3 that are really good is Shadows and Horizon Track. I like all the other maps, but I'm not like Zetsubo's fine. Alright, a lot of people hate on it, but I think it's alright. Go Rod's alright, but to be honest, I never really see myself playing it again. Same with Rev, and I might occasionally play the Giant. Right?
That's understandable. I mean,
with
no doubt about it that Shadows and Horizon Track are the better maps.
Yeah.
Better maps of Black Ops 3. And yeah, I agree that Zetsubo is actually a pretty decent map, but I can understand why people
dislike it.
Don't really like it.
Yeah.
I think maybe Zetsubo's just grown on me a little bit just because of some of the things in Black Ops 4 that aren't exactly favorable. Like, I know you said earlier that, you know, you don't really mind Dead of the Night. I'm not a fan of Dead of the Night at all.
I know
really.
You're not.
Like, the only thing that I really like about Dead of the Night really is the Annihilator, Alistair's Annihilator. I think that's a really good wonder weapon. But I hate the vampires with a passion. Like, those enemies, they're just annoying to me. And then the overall fetch quest to do things. I'm not as annoyed of doing the fetch quest on Dead of the Night as I used to be, but I still find it like, all right, now I gotta.
There's so much stuff you gotta do.
I gotta keep doing it. And it's like, oh, I'm on round 20, you know, and I just got the Annihilator.
Yeah.
But
I mean, as far as maps go, I think 9's a pretty good map. I think Classified's a really fun map. Dead of Night's pretty good. Ancient Evil's really good. And Tag or Toten is definitely my top 5. I would definitely have to say, out of all maps like ever, I think it's definitely in the top 5 because I really enjoy playing it. I really, really enjoy playing it. And the map had, like I was saying before, a lot of issues before it coming out, right? And for it to come out and for it to be like a pretty polished map, I'm confident enough in saying. I just think it was overall really good. I think that's a good way to finish the story. I think a lot of people hated the cutscene because it was sad because our characters are dead after, you know, fighting for like 17 years or whatever, right?
Yeah, that was sad.
Yeah, but I think overall it's a good way just to close the story. Like, it had to end at some point because, you know, if they kept it going after this point, like they kind of kept it going with Black Ops 3, right? But then keeping on with Black Ops 4, like I feel like eventually you would stop caring.
It'd be like kicking a dead horse, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I like The Walking Dead, right? But even I can admit that, like, the later seasons, it's kind of, you know, it's not really going anywhere because there's nothing else they can do. They've done.
See, like, I don't watch The Walking Dead. I remember we talked about it in an earlier podcast.
Yeah.
Don't know much about that. But the thing was that you were saying, Tagger Toten's a polished map. Yes. However, y'all remember the Thunder Gun zipline glitch?
Come on, you can't even be mad at that. That was hilarious.
That is hilarious.
I'm bringing it up as like, you remember that as like, that was pretty funny.
How does that even happen? How does that even happen?
I don't know, but I don't care. It was great.
It looks pretty animated as well. Like, the actual detail to it. It looks like it's programmed to do that. Like, you know how you gotta start spinning around.
Yeah. Oh, that's just your view body camera fucking up.
But like, that was funny. Anyone that died to that, I'm sorry, but that is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, that happened to me on my first day, and I was
Really?
like, "Oh my god, this is awesome!"
Oh boy.
Oh, that's so good. But even though like the map had a lot of stuff reused, like Thunder Gun, and well, I know the Thunder Gun isn't really reused, but you know, it's just the Thunder Gun a bit worse.
The Thunder Gun, but blue, and
yeah
a little bit like a little bit worse.
Overall, if I was to rate Tag out of 10, I'd probably give it like a solid, like an 8.5 to be completely honest. I was just the map in general, like even the characters, like. I know a lot of people give like the transit crew a lot of like, you know, I can't be bothered. Marlton's whinging, right? And I don't like him in Tag. I'm gonna be honest. I still don't like him. But I think all of them are just pretty, you know, like They're improved upon.
I'd
quite
argue
a lot.
they're much better in Tog
Yeah.
than they used to be.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I think it's, in a lot of ways, it's quite fitting that they end it off. Like, because obviously, you know how they're like pawns and that, like the whole thing. They're just pawns.
Yeah, pawntakespawn.com.
Oh.
Black Ops Cold War.
Yeah, I don't know. I think people weren't really expecting that, and for them to do that was pretty good. But yeah, I mean, what are all your thoughts on like the Black Ops 4 maps? Because I've been kind of going on about it. I know, Jason, you obviously don't really like Dead of the Night, but overall, what do you think of most of the maps?
I think like I don't really like Dead of the Night or Voyage, but the thing is, like nine's a good map. I think it's overhyped personally, because you know, you hear a lot of people talk about the catalyst and special enemy spam on Voyage of Despair, but you don't really hear people talk about it on 9. And I think it can be just as bad as it is on Voyage of Despair as it is on 9. And so that's why I think 9 is a good map, but I can't really go any higher than like good, because the higher up in the round you get is like, oh, we got 50 catalysts and 10 gladiators plus a blight father. It's like, oh yeah, and then on top of that, I got zombies attacking me from every direction. It can be a bit much. I know you don't like Alpha Omega, but I like it personally. I think the ray gun gameplay is great. And maybe just because I like Nuketown, I don't mind the layout of it.
Maybe.
The two things I will give you that I don't like about Alpha Omega are the Nova bombers and the way you get Pack-a-Punch open.
I mean, Rizzo, what are your thoughts on Alpha Omega?
Oh boy.
Go, please elaborate.
I think
just by that, oh boy, you know it's gonna be like.
A hint of irony. I think Alpha Omega is the worst Treyarch map ever released.
Ooh.
It's not even a contest. Alpha Omega is the only map I'll play, and I'll get genuinely angry at how bad it is.
Wow.
Like, the ray guns are cool. I'll give you that. I think a lot of the lore is cool. The Easter egg's good. But the core gameplay is so abysmal that I just end every session angry. And I wish I didn't, because there's some cool ideas there. It's just, it's misery. The Nova gas crawlers that make them stronger. I
hate that.
The electric crawlers.
They really just double down on like enemy types and like Alpha Omega especially.
Which is weird, because the other Aether maps don't do that.
No, like they're just dogs and like the normal Nova crawlers. And like even Tag, even for you have your fire zombies, you can get rid of them. You can get rid of them by just doing like a simple just picking up the parts, can't you? Like that's all you have to do.
Fantastic mechanic, yeah.
So
electric zombies are just like, oh boy, you blurred my vision for a sec. Oh no.
They're like nerf.
Yeah, it can be slightly annoying,
zombies.
but yeah, it's not like
they actually do have a funny little bug associated with them that I can't stand.
What is it?
Is it the one where they kind of like push you a little bit?
Yep.
I hate.
I don't know
that.
why they
That's
do that,
annoying
and they're the only ones to do that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
for those of you who don't know, it's on Tagged or Toten. If you ever walk right next to a electric dude,
he has to be running at a certain speed, though.
They sometimes kind of run into you and push you in a certain direction,
and you can get stuck inside them, or they can get stuck in you, which brings back some old World at War memories. I wish I never had to revisit.
Thing is, you know the electric zombies, I feel like they'd be a lot more fitting in Alpha Omega, to be completely honest.
The electric ones?
Yeah, because you got the whole Avogadro thing there, right?
Yeah.
So like,
I mean, I'd rather them in Tog, because then if we switch those out, that means we have those horrible Nova crawlers in Tog, and no.
Can't we just forget about them? Can't we just pretend they don't exist?
I would love to. I would.
Great. I mean, at least you can kind of get rid of the Nova bombers if you don't go down to the bunker.
Yeah, if you just don't play on half the map.
Yeah. Which I don't mind doing.
I mean, the thing
I do, because my playstyle has always been I don't really like to kite around a horde of zombies in one location. I like to run around the entire map and just have them on my tail constantly. You do that in Alpha Omega, you might as well just sign your death warrant, because
pretty much, yeah.
You look away for 5 seconds and your entire horde is turned into super sprinters with increased health.
Yeah. And as you were saying, Jason, Pack-a-Punch They just make it annoying, don't
Oh,
they?
boy.
They don't have to. Why add that? It doesn't improve on
Yeah.
gameplay. It just makes it a lot. It's not hard to do it because I can just pull out a specialist weapon whilst I'm like cleaning the vents, right? It's just
Yeah.
tedious and annoying. And if it wasn't there, then that would be better.
I mean, especially because it goes into the higher rounds too. Like, you
Yep.
know, yeah, round 16. You know, oh, maybe I need to pack a punch my gun for the 5th time so I can have maximum damage. Oh, never mind. I gotta do the drains. Gotta do the ventilation system.
Yeah,
Too
So,
much busy work.
too much
Too much
work
busy
on
work.
a like kind of.
It's like Origins, but 10 times worse.
yeah, I mean
Because you're actually playing a bad map, whereas Origins is a good map that has some bad gameplay decisions.
yeah.
Alpha Omega is a terrible map with terrible gameplay decisions.
I mean we
And
should.
I
we
just
got-
like
We
You
got a
know-
comment in the chat. Alpha Mega somehow beat Shangri-La's the worst Treyarch map release.
Shangri-La
It's
is
both
not a
amazing
bad
and
map.
impressive.
Shangri-La is one of the best Black Ops 1 maps, don't at me.
That's
Well,
perfect.
Black Diamond 115 in the chat has something to say about that.
Rizzo, that
Oh boy. I'm gonna become a real pissed off gamer.
Rizzo.
Shang
To be
is
honest,
wonderful. I love Shang.
Shangri-La is probably like the best map for your playstyle.
Absolutely.
Because
That's
you like
why I
running
like
about.
it so much.
You like running about. You know? I think Shangri-La is pretty good. I think obviously a lot of people didn't like it at first because it was hard. And then as time gone on, it got better.
Well, I could see there's like legitimate reasons to dislike Shang. Like the mud maze is stupid.
Yeah.
Like it's cool from a thematic sense. Like kind of like an Indiana Jones kind of cave exploring kind of deal.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. But then in gameplay, you're like, oh boy, misery.
Pretty much.
Like, yeah. I
The
think
bamboo trap can be annoying too, coming out of spawn.
true.
Yeah, it's fine in solo because you can just dolphin dive or slide right through it. But in co-op, if you go through it, you're gonna fuck up your teammate.
Exactly.
I
Or
think,
the pack a punch method in co-op is really bad.
yeah, no, like if
Oh,
you're in randoms, like you're playing randoms, you're not doing it.
Just don't play
Yeah,
Shang
good
with
luck.
randoms.
no.
Easy.
Yeah.
I don't think I've played a public game of zombies in like 6 years.
Elavis, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Welcome to the channel.
Me either, to be honest. Like, I needed gameplay, so I went on Blood just to look for people on PC because I wanted to see people were playing the game still because that's what the video was about. Like, is Black Ops 4 worth?
Oh
on
right,
PC?
yeah. I played a public game to get the chaos weapons in Aether. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Well, there are reasons to do it, but it's not for actually playing with people. It's for testing stuff. You know?
Yeah,
Doing-
testing or for exploiting bugs.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So you could play it, but I think some people that play randoms, I don't know. I just won't want to play them. I think we should get on to our last topic, and that being, what does Black Ops Cold War need to do to be a good game? Like, what does it just need at launch? Sorry, what are the things that need to be at the
Yeah.
game at launch, and what does it not need to copy from Black Ops 4?
I'd say it needs to scale back its scale,
Yeah,
or it just needs to be scaled back.
yeah, I think
You get rid of all this get rid of most of the customization. I think the more customization zombies has, the less interesting it is. I think World War II did it pretty well, where you can like customize your tactical and your primary, and you could have like these mods that honestly, if Treyarch wants to get rid of some of the perks, do it like World War II did with the mod system.
yeah.
Where if you want mule pick, you can use one of the generalist mods to have 3 weapons, but then you're missing out on some like offensive capabilities.
Well, understandable. I think like as far as the customization, yeah, I think we can reel back some of that customization and make things more optimized, I guess, in a way, because I remember earlier in the stream I was talking about you have Juggernog, and then you have a modifier for Juggernog that's like a variant of Dying Wish or whatever, or double tap modifier is Bandolier and things like that. Like bring some of the better-ish mechanics. I know we talked about Dying Wish earlier, and
The thing is,
how
though,
broken that is.
even though Dying Wish is awful and shouldn't be in the game, it has to be because of how broken Black Ops 4 is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100% agree with that.
Redesign the core gameplay to not be broken, and then you don't have to have things like Dying Wish.
But
or even a shield, because if you don't have a shield in Black Ops 3 or 4, you might as well just fuck yourself.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, I think they can at least bring back. Yeah, I think they can at least bring back like Victorious Tortoise or Winter's Whale, or even Zomshell. I think they could bring back a few perks. Mix.
Oh yeah, I love a lot of the perks in BO4. It's just some of them, like their modifier effects, are stupid broken.
Oh, for sure.
Like Winter's Whale, that shouldn't be in the game as a modifier. That is absurd.
You could do a lot with Winter's Whale.
I mean, it used to be kind of bad, and then they made it good.
Oh yeah, and then they made it way too good.
Yeah. That's why it's like I made a comparison video comparing Winter's Whale and Widow's Wine after the patch of Winter's Whale, and I'm just thinking to myself, wow, Winter's Whale is way more OP than Widow's Wine. You know, I mean, if I were to make that video pre-patch, then it'd be like, oh yeah, Widow's Wine wins hands down. But it's like, damn, that's just a drastic contrast to what it used to be.
I think what I want going into Cold War, like in gameplay and outside, like actual game, I want leaderboards, and I want the leaderboard. Yep. I don't think we'll get them, to be completely honest. I don't think we're getting leaderboards. Really? Yeah, I don't think we will. Sad. I don't think we will. Leaderboards. I want them too. I love leaderboards. I just don't think they will. I really, really don't think they will. I think they'll do something stupid like Black Ops 4, but they don't actually give you proper leaderboards. In a perfect world, what I would want is the leaderboards for each map, and I would like them with obviously there's going to be microtransactions. Actually, maybe, I don't know how it's going to work for zombies, because there's not really a microtransaction system in Modern Warfare that's kind of like similar to like Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 4. So I don't know.
Yeah, they just do the Fortnite thing where they charge you $25 for a fucking skin in a video game.
Yeah.
Those are pixels you're paying for. Those are pixels.
Yeah, you're literally paying for nothing.
Video games nowadays are marketed towards the generation that has no concept of the value of money, and I am, oh my god, I'm 100 years old. Jesus Christ.
No, I totally understand that. 100% understand that, man. Like, I think in my entire, it's weird to say gaming career, but I guess that's the only way to put it. But like in the entire time I've played video games, I think I've only like once, maybe twice, bought something cosmetic, and I'm just like, why the fuck did I do that?
Like, oh yeah, I mean, I won't lie, I've done it a few times when I was younger.
You know, I mean,
but then cool. But then like Greyhound exists, or Wraith and Greyhound came out, and I'm like, oh, I can just extract the models and do whatever the hell I want with them.
Yeah,
that kind of fills the void.
I mean, I think it's more thinking towards kids, right? I think they see something bright and colorful, and their dopamine levels get going, and like, ooh, I need to have this. I need to have it now.
Oh right? Yeah, there's a huge psychology around microtransactions.
Yeah,
a lot of people, like publishers, actually hire psychologists to find out how they can most effectively manipulate their audience, which is fucking disgusting. But hey, it's video games.
Like you really gotta wonder. I mean, if you were to travel back when the NES came out, or one of the older consoles, if you were to travel back in time and tell some of these people that, you know, decades from now, video games are going to be charging you money to sometimes not only play the game in its entirety, like you don't get everything on launch, but you pay money to look just a little bit different.
In a first-person shooter.
Yeah, in a first-person shooter. Yeah, like
remember when
it'd be mind-blowing to them. Like they wouldn't even understand what that means, you know?
Yeah.
It's amazing how things have changed. Right? Yeah.
I mean,
it's nuts.
And it's like, yeah, like it's a first-person shooter, so the skin you're seeing you don't really even get. And with Black Ops 4, where the face paints, did you have to buy them or could you earn them? I think you
Black Diamond, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel.
I think you
they were in the reserves.
Okay. So you had to you could either buy them or get them randomly.
Oh.
Yep.
The face paint.
Those are
Face
the
paints,
most
by the way.
pointless.
What a waste of fucking development time. Oh
Yeah.
my
I know.
god.
It's like the grips in World War II.
Oh my god, I forgot about the pistol grips.
Yeah.
You can even see them.
Yep.
Because even Sledgehammer makes fun of the pistol grips. Like, I think, I don't remember. I think on Reddit, somebody brought up the like how much World War II had changed since launch, and they brought up the pistol grips. And Sledgehammer, like the account, replied to them saying, "Thank you for sticking with us during our dark times." They even they
God.
get
They knew.
that
They knew that
grips
that
were
was
a bad idea.
a silly idea.
In theory, they could have been cool,
funny.
but
If your hand wasn't
there
covering
was-
them.
yeah, there were so many of them too.
Yeah. I
Or
think
like
that-
emotes, right? Like emotes. Like I never understood the whole adding new emotes to the game either. Maybe it's just to copy Fortnite, and Fortnite has silly emotes, and we can market that towards kids. But like,
They had to put something in the crates. You can't just have the weapons. You don't make
Yeah.
money that way.
I
of
think
course not. No,
I think
they have to be duplicated as well.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
the pistol
I think we can
grips-
blame Activision for that
Yeah.
one.
I think the pistol grips were definitely added in because they can make a bunch of them, and it gave them a reason for them to tell you, oh, you didn't get the weapons because of this. Even though you could earn the weapons in World War II by how was it? How was it you earned them? I remember you could earn them. Was it? Did you have to? You had
It was
to.
that the credits thing where
Yeah.
you go to the
Yeah.
what was it, the gunsmith or something? I forgot the name of it.
You went to the quartermaster and you
Yeah.
could complete
Quartermaster.
collections.
Mm.
That's right. Yeah, that's what I
Or
really
you
liked
can-
about it.
And they actually updated it. I think I don't remember when, but they changed it so that you could also there are daily contracts for different weapons that go through rotation, so you can spend like 5,000 credits, complete a contract in game, and then you just get the weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
They tried their best with the greed of Activision hovering over their shoulder.
Mm.
Because I remember there was a blog post by Sledgehammer where they were planning on including a feature called supply credits, where you could trade in things for like supply tokens to get new things.
Yeah.
And then they
I
just
vaguely remember
never
that.
did it. Whose fault do you think that was?
Hmm.
To be
Could
fair,
be
I can't actually confirm that one, so that was probably Activision's fault, but
You don't know.
I can't confirm
Speculation.
that
Yeah.
one. I don't know.
I mean, I
It
think a lot
probably
of things
was,
are.
though. They're
I
a
think-
bunch of fucking scumbags over there.
I think we can blame most things on Activision.
If it's money, blame it on Activision. If it's a gameplay decision, blame it on the studio.
Sure.
So going back
Yeah.
to what Black Ops Cold War needs, I think a good way to sum it up I think less quantity and more quality. I think definitely learn the mistakes. 1 or 2 maps would be fine for me, right? As long as we have one good map and it's like something new and fresh and there's no major bugs, I think we'd be fine, right? After Black Ops 4, I think we'd definitely just be like, wow, it's not as much as we're used to, but it's definitely polished and I can enjoy it.
Well, I'm fairly certain we're getting 2 maps on disc.
Yeah, I think
because if I remember from the Xbox unpacking thing, there was a map called a fast file for a map known as ZM Silver, which I'm pretty sure is the on disc map because they're doing the color coded things internally, so that people can't look internally and see what the map's called. And there was another one recently, I think, that came out. I think it was ZM Pink or something that showed up.
Really?
So I think there's probably going to be a season pass or pre-order one and a on disc one. Or who knows? Maybe they'll just be both on disc, which I would appreciate.
That would be ideal.
We'll get some point Transit, Diarized, and Buried, so that's something to look forward to.
No, it's not. Transit and Diarized are terrible. Those aren't worth looking forward to.
Okay, listen.
It's just a waste of time.
Listen. They can fix Transit. Okay, they can fix it.
But why? Just accept that it sucked and move to the future.
Listen,
It's fine.
Listen, they were limited to the hardware. Now that they have the hardware, they can
That
make
was
the map
not
good.
the reason Transit turned out the way it did. The reason Transit turned out the way it did is because Jimmy Zielinski was a fucking terrible manager who had no idea how to budget his time.
Listen, we'll get a 4K bus. Okay, it'll be good. Ted will come back. We'll get Diarized.
Okay.
We'll get Die Rise. It'll be
Mm.
good. You know.
At least, okay. The
I
only
don't
good
know, I
reason to remaster Die Rise is so we can get a higher def version of that skybox.
Yeah.
Because it looks really nice.
Yeah.
Everything else, nope, don't care. That skybox, though, looks real good.
Yeah, Die Rise is pretty far from saving. It would take a miracle to remake the whole map and make it good.
And
I think.
Buried, yeah, you know.
Buried's fine.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't think, you know, like Richtofen and that. I think that's them kind of done, but technically not really, because they are going to come back because they need Richtofen to voice over stuff. If they're proper remasters at least, then yeah. Unless they're reimaginings and they're going back there for some reason.
Well, if they're remasters, then they can just take the old audio files
But
from.
would they do that? I don't know if they would do that because they remastered them for Chronicles, didn't they?
If it's just a remaster,
Really?
if it's just a remaster and it's just from one game to the next game, yeah, just take the old dialogue, take the old voiceover, and
I would have
put it in.
I would have thought that they would have went to the effort of making it a bit better sound quality, but I guess not.
Oh no, the sound quality was fine.
Yeah.
They don't need to do that. I think the only reason they would bring them back is because they like working with those guys and they love doing the parts. So
yeah,
like if you watch did you saw the thing they did with the Aethercast?
Yeah,
after
I've watched it like 5 times.
And seeing Tom Kane almost go to tears toward the end, I'm like, oh man,
that's so sad.
It means a lot that you were around with us too.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, these people are literally part of our lives
in a weird way. Yeah,
in a weird way. You know, it's really interesting because you know, like learning with the characters, getting to know them. You know, you almost kind of get to know yourself in a way because of the certain themes, and you know, Zombies goes a little bit deeper than a lot of people might realize if they just kind of play casual. No, and especially because Steve Blum is one of my favorite voice actors ever, so like it's really cool to see that he's Tank Dempsey, and a great experience with the journey with him too. So
his character got to grow alongside us.
Yeah,
as we became more emotionally mature, so did the characters.
Yeah,
I think that was kind of cool.
It kind of went backwards, though, didn't it? Because obviously Richtofen and that, they were obviously it was the more crazy stereotypes at the start, and then they went to the more grounded, actual they had more emotion to the characters, and they had like actual they made more sense.
Well, yeah.
So they did, and
because now it's time to get serious. It's time to actually tell a storyline.
Yeah.
But
no, I think I would love for like an Aether map, Aether to come back, but no, it just can't. Just let like Richtofen and like all that just finally rest. Like it's time. Like
I mean,
it was so good
because.
But
it says on the BattleNet. It says on BattleNet right there too. It says a new Zombies experience. So we're getting something. I think we're getting something completely new. And I've said this on my past streams over this week because people have asked me, "Oh, what do you think about Cold War Zombies and things like that?" I think it'd be really cool as not just kind of a nod to some of the previous games too, but I think it'd be really cool to have a Zombies map with Woods, Mason, Adler, and then Ronald Reagan in the White House, which would be, in a way, a slight nod to 5 because you could play as JFK in 5, play as a different president for a White House map, and it would be a little bit of subtle fan service that people, I think, would appreciate, but then it wouldn't be like over-the-top fan service where it ruins things, because it won't. But then, it'd be the White House instead of the Pentagon. I don't know. I think things could be interesting with that map.
This is completely off topic.
Just my idea.
But how great is 5's intro?
Pretty damn good.
It's a classic.
Sounds like someone's breaking in. I love it. I love the memes in that of it as well. It's so good.
Dude, we got new memes now. We got Ronald Reagan.
Oh, Reagan. But I think to sum things up, I think the game needs less quantity and more quality. I think leaderboards and good leaderboards at the start. Yep. I think simple perk design. I think a good weapon balancing. Don't make them super overpowered, which I don't think they've really done before. I think making like the normal base guns a bit more strong isn't the worst thing in the world. Just don't make them like really underpowered. I hate like putting like a whole clip into a zombie like round 2 and nothing happens, right? And yeah, try and learn the mistakes of Black Ops 4 moving forward. I think that's the last major thing. Whether the good's game or bad,
and bring double tap back.
Yeah. Bring things exactly. Bring things like double tap back where they
don't bring double tap back.
Don't bring double tap. Really?
Yeah, because then you have the problem of, well, I have a 4 perk limit, but I only really have a 3 perk limit because if I don't have double tap, then all my weapons are weaker.
Well, what about what about Pack Punch was just really good?
To remedy that, you could make a 5 perk limit, which I don't think they would do because it's Treyarch, but like, I don't know. I mean, I'd still personally rather have double tap than the 5 Pack-a-Punch system any day.
Oh yeah.
What if
it's one is limited in terms of gameplay, and one is boring as shit. Pick your poison.
What I have an idea.
Yeah, right.
What if you Pack-a-Punch your weapon, right, and you got your double tap and speed cola with it? So the weapon was underpowered and you couldn't have speed cola with it at first, but when you put it in, you got your speed cola and your double tap just on it as as a weapon perk. I don't know, like
maybe.
I don't know. I don't think that would. I think they're definitely going to go back to base perks.
I think Pack-a-Punch needs to be special again.
Yeah,
it hasn't been. Oh, okay, it was in World War II because they started doing weird things with some of those DLC weapons.
Yeah, those were.
But on launch, it wasn't.
Yeah.
I think giving like if you Pack-a-Punch once, you get the gun upgraded. Pack-a-Punch again, and then you get like your speed cola and your double tap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't mind having to Pack-a-Punch again to get an additional thing, but you had to do it 5 times in 4. You have to do it maybe just once. Maybe that could be good. I don't know.
I think it would fix a lot of the problems that Black Ops 4 had. I can't even count how many times I've died at the Pack-a-Punch because I had to Pack-a-Punch it 5 times. Maybe that's my own fault for going when there's a bunch of zombies.
Yeah, that is your own fault.
but at the same time, it's like I shouldn't have to go back and like Pack-a-Punch it 5 times away.
Yeah, true.
Or what you could do, you could keep the 5 Pack-a-Punch, which would suck, but you could do it like Exo Zombies, where you just instantly upgrade your weapon.
Oh yeah, so instead of putting it in and do like a little animation, you just get your weapon straight away. I mean, that would work. I'd be happier with that than what we have. Or I mean, make it so it's like time slip. You have time slip on whenever you're doing it. I don't know.
The chat can't wait to commit war crimes with Ronald Reagan in the White House. Oh,
man, I can't wait to see how Cold War's campaign just bypasses any sort of politics whatsoever. They're gonna do that in an attempt to not anger any kind of gamer, and it's just gonna come off as toothless. And I can't wait to see how they fuck it up.
It's gonna be.
It's gonna be interesting. That's for sure.
Yeah.
No matter what happens, even if it's overly politicized, if it's not, if it's somewhere in the middle, like either way, it's gonna be really interesting. And either way, there's gonna be
somebody's gonna be pissed off no matter what happens.
Yeah. Like day one, there's going to be an article about how, Call of Duty, Black Ops Cold War is brainwashing the youth or like something like that.
There's already articles about that from like Kotaku.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I've seen them. It's
games journalists, by the way. God, what a fucking joke.
I mean, the Modern Warfare had them problems at the start, like the campaign being too graphic and violent for today's age. And I'm pretty sure they did take a lot, not a lot. I'm pretty sure they might have took a bit out of the campaign to appeal more to.
Nah, I think they.
Do you think?
I think it. No. The thing is, with people saying that things are too violent or whatever for today's day and age, I think that's really like a really condescending and reductive way to look at gamers. Because I think people are ready for more morally gray, hard hitting kind of stuff. Like people who have played games have grown up, and some people are looking for more nuanced stories. Not everyone, like the people who write gaming articles. They certainly aren't.
Yeah. Oh, that's a point right there.
That was like You not only did you stab the fish, you gutted it too.
Well, I mean, making fun of games journalists is like picking on the special needs kid in school. It's fucked up. It's too easy.
Oh my god. Yeah, that is. God, Jason's dying. He was drinking water as he said that, I think.
Nice.
Ah.
Oh my god.
Oh
I love all the colorful descriptions in the live stream today.
God.
It's okay. I can make jokes like that. I have Asperger's. I have the pass.
Well, there you
Easy.
go.
Easy life hacks.
Oh, but yeah, so Black Ops 4. Okay, let me read the comments real quickly. See, I said this on Rizzo's GK stream earlier this week, but Modern Warfare truly does want to have its cake and eat it too with its campaign. I didn't necessarily mind the Modern Warfare campaign. I thought it was all right. I mean, it's kind of forgettable to me, but like, it was a fun playthrough. Like, the one playthrough I did is probably the only playthrough I'll do of it, but it was fun to play it through.
I think what he means is that Modern Warfare, wanted to be more hard-hitting, based in reality and gritty, but at the same time, it completely dodges real-world political issues that would come up with this kind of story. Yeah. Like, what was it called? Death Road or something? That scene is attributed to the Russians and not the Americans in the campaign, which that's not even how it happened.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think, honestly, it kind of just goes back to, well, we'll just see what happens with the Cold War now, because now you're going into the Cold War era, and that's a pretty hot topic.
Yeah, a highly politicized conflict.
That's all politics. It's majority of the whole thing is politics, right?
And I'm very curious how they're going to handle that. I hope they do it well. I really do. But I won't be surprised if they fuck it up.
And literally the entire marketing campaign is based around like secrets and
know your history,
and don't the ciphers, and you got to think like a Russian cipher codist for the Venona cipher.
Yeah,
it's based around the know your history, and based around that's very heavy. So,
we'll see how it ends up. We only have a couple months to wait at this point. What was it, 2 months?
Hopefully it's good.
Multiplayer reveal on Wednesday. And
well, unless you saw the leaked gameplay already, then whoops.
Well, I haven't come across the gameplay, but
it's good that you're waiting. I mean, it's good that you're going to see what they actually produce out, because I don't know. I think people that see the gameplay through actual good quality and that will, it'll look a lot better, I think.
True. Oh yeah, because the gameplay I saw did not impress me. Mainly because the person playing wasn't very good.
Yeah, that was all.
And the quality was not very good 720, but it was still 720.
Yeah.
So, I'm curious. I haven't liked Treyarch's multiplayer since Black Ops 2, so I hope that this is one I can tune into and have a good time with. Because I was a big multiplayer guy before Zombies. And I really got back into it with World War II. I had a lot of fun with that. I just hope that this one's good, and it doesn't. Please don't be another hero shooter, for the love of God.
I know. Dude. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. I think we'll just have to wait and see when the game comes out. I think it can be good, and I think it probably will. But obviously we'll have to wait. I think we're all hoping so, because obviously we don't want the games to do bad. It's just
exactly as fun as it is to pick on Treyarch for making really astronomically stupid gameplay decisions. I want them to succeed,
Yeah, absolutely. The reason why we were hard on it is because we know they can do better.
Absolutely.
I mean, it all comes from a place of love.
Exactly. Exactly that.
Oh boy. But hey, we're getting to the end of today's show, but if you guys have any other closing thoughts, go ahead and speak your piece.
don't know. I don't really have much. I got a lot out of. Do you guys have anything?
I mean, all I have to say is thank you, Rizzo, just for coming on. Like,
Of course.
it's been a pleasure talking to you because you have a really
Been
good
a pleasure
opinion
talking
about
to you guys
games.
too. If I'm not gonna, if I've given up on trying to grow my audience because I just don't really care anymore.
Yeah.
I can at least use my limited reach that I have to, try and prop up other people that deserve it.
Hmm.
Well, we really appreciate you
Yeah.
coming on the show.
Yeah.
And
Anytime.
it was a really fun,
Like
conversation that we had.
Like
Yeah.
And
I've been watching you for I don't even know how long. Like, and obviously I know your opinions has pretty much always been really like good and valid, and that's why I wanted to get you on here because you just look at it like it is. Some people try and like defend things about certain games and that, but I think you just kind of like point the problems and where they need to improve. And yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on.
Well, thank you.
That's
It's been a pleasure being on.
we've got someone in the chat here. Rizzo, plug the Saw review.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm not here. I'm not here to plug my things. If people want to see my stuff, they can. It's fine.
But yeah, guys, if you do want to check out Rizzo's stuff, I do have a command. Go ahead and hit !guest. That's for all of our special guests on the podcast. If you haven't already checked out Rizzo's content, he makes obviously zombie stuff, and he's really good at it too.
In the video version of these on my channel and Jason's, we're both going to have obviously Rizzo in the description as well. Definitely recommend you go check out his reviews. He did a recent one on Voyage. Really good, really good.
Yeah, I make videos like once every month.
Yeah,
two.
But they're quality videos.
Hey,
they're quality videos.
Quality over quantity, man.
Yeah,
absolutely. Or at least I try.
But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap things up here today. Thank you guys so much for watching. And for my end, on the YouTube side of things, I'll have both of their channel links down in the description. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're a new viewer, the typical YouTube stuff here. We're making a push for 1,000 subscribers here. We're very close. But yeah, either way, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, depending where you are in this crazy world. Stay safe out there. And we will see you guys next time. Say bye, guys.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.